The Pharos of Alexandria. That is a lighthouse which stood at Alexandria in north of Egypt 2,300 years ago. Now, Alexander the Great had conquered Egypt in 432 before Christ. He became the Pharaoh of Egypt, and he founded the city Alexandria. And it became a chief port. And now there is a little island a bit into the Mediterranean Sea of a Harbour of Alexandria, and on that Pharos of Alexander, that Pharos of Alexandria was built under the order of King Ptolemy II of Egypt to the Greek architect Sostratus. And it is said that it was 130 meters high. At the top there was a big brazier with a fire burning day and night, and it was said that ships 40 kilometers away could still see the fire. Very much at the top they said that there was a mirror, and it is said that people could see in that mirror what was happening on the other side of the Mediterranean Ocean in Turkey, in Istanbul, in Constantinople, in Asia Minor. Now, and how did it look? There's one version, and that version says it are 4 towers on top of each other, each one smaller. Another version says it is a squared base, and then octagonal in the middle, so 8 sides, and then a circular at the top. Now, it stood there for 900 years, when the city changed its ruling person and people, and now there was then the Caliph Al-Walid, and there was a spy sent by, according to a story, a spy sent by the Emperor of Constantinople to the Caliph Al-Walid, and telling him that there was a fabulous treasure buried underneath the Pharos of Alexandria. Now, according to the story, they started to dig for it, and only when all was already basically destroyed and reconstruction impossible, and also that mirror had fallen down and shattered, they noticed that it was a trick. That is the story. And it was still there was when an earthquake in 1375 fallen down into the harbour made. And there were the white marble stones still lying, out of which the Pharos of Alexandria, that lighthouse, was built. Now, technically only the island had the name Pharos, but when the whole lighthouse was named so, and in many languages around the world, lighthouses are called for that, because of that, Pharos. That is according to Wonders of the World by Lionel Brixton on the page